Breaking news is coming in from the United States political landscape, and it is sending shockwaves across global security circles. Former U.S. President Donald Trump has issued a powerful and highly attention-grabbing warning regarding North Korea, using language that has instantly sparked global debate, concern, and political analysis. The statement, framed around serious consequences ahead, has triggered renewed attention on one of the most sensitive geopolitical flashpoints in the world. Experts say even a single shift in tone between Washington and Pyongyang can escalate tensions across the entire Asia-Pacific region. And right now, the world is watching closely, because this is not just another political comment. It is a signal that could influence military posture, diplomatic backchannels, and international security strategies. You are watching Politics Report TV, bringing you the latest developments in U.S. politics and global affairs. In today's report, we break down what led to this renewed warning, why North Korea remains at the center of U.S. foreign policy discussions, and how Donald Trump's statement is being interpreted in Washington, Seoul, Tokyo, and beyond. While no immediate military action has been confirmed or announced, analysts are calling this a high-tension rhetorical escalation that could reshape diplomatic conversations in the coming weeks. North Korea, officially known as the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, has long been a focal point of international security concerns due to its nuclear program and missile testing activities. Over the years, multiple U.S. administrations, including those of Barack Obama, Joe Biden, and Donald Trump himself during his presidency, have engaged in varying levels of diplomacy and pressure strategies aimed at controlling or reducing these threats. Trump's previous direct engagement with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un was widely considered historic, marking the first time a sitting U.S. president met face-to-face with a North Korean leader. However, despite those meetings, long-term agreements on denuclearization were never fully realized. Now, with Trump re-emerging as a dominant political figure in U.S. politics, his renewed comments about North Korea are once again placing the issue at the center of global attention. According to political observers, his statement warning of serious consequences is being interpreted in multiple ways. Some see it as a diplomatic pressure tactic, others as a signal of potential policy shift if he returns to office in the future. Either way, the impact is immediate. Financial markets, defense analysts, and foreign ministries are all paying close attention. In Washington, reactions to Donald Trump's warning have been mixed but highly engaged. Some political analysts argue that this kind of strong language is consistent with Trump's historical approach to foreign policy, which often emphasizes direct pressure, unpredictability, and strong rhetorical positioning. Others caution that such statements, even when not tied to immediate action, can increase tensions in already fragile diplomatic environments. North Korea's leadership has not officially responded at the time of this report, but historically, Pyongyang tends to react strongly to statements from U.S. political figures, often responding with its own warnings or military demonstrations. This pattern raises concerns that even verbal escalations can lead to a cycle of tension, missile tests, or heightened military readiness in the region. In South Korea and Japan, two of the United States' closest allies in the region, security analysts are closely monitoring the situation. Both countries remain within range of North Korean missile capabilities, and any escalation in rhetoric between Washington and Pyongyang tends to trigger increased defense coordination and intelligence sharing. Military officials in the region are reportedly reviewing contingency plans, although no public emergency measures have been announced. China and Russia, both key players in North Korean diplomacy, are also expected to respond diplomatically if tensions continue to rise. China, in particular, has historically played a balancing role, supporting stability on the Korean peninsula while maintaining strategic ties with North Korea. Any increase in U.S.-North Korea tensions could place additional pressure on Beijing to intervene diplomatically to prevent further escalation. From a global economic perspective, markets often react quickly to geopolitical uncertainty. While there has been no major financial disruption reported at this moment, analysts warn that sustained escalation in rhetoric could impact investor confidence, especially in Asia-Pacific markets. Defense stocks, however, often see increased activity during periods of rising geopolitical tension, reflecting investor expectations of higher military spending or regional instability. Inside the United States, Trump's statement is also being viewed through a domestic political lens. As one of the most influential figures in American politics, his foreign policy comments often carry significant weight among supporters and critics alike. Some supporters view his strong stance as a continuation of his America First approach, emphasizing strength and deterrence. Critics, however, argue that such statements risk undermining diplomatic stability and could complicate ongoing U.S. foreign policy efforts. It is also important to note that the current U.S. administration's official policy toward North Korea remains separate from any statements made by political figures outside the White House. However, global observers often interpret high-profile political comments as indicators of potential future policy directions, especially in an election-driven political environment. Defense experts emphasize that North Korea's nuclear and missile capabilities have evolved over time, making it one of the most complex security challenges in modern geopolitics. The country has conducted multiple missile tests in recent years, and international sanctions remain in place through the United Nations Security Council. Despite this, diplomatic progress has been limited, and tensions remain cyclical, rising during periods of testing or political disagreement, and easing during rare diplomatic engagements. As the world processes Donald Trump's warning, experts are urging calm and measured responses from all sides. While rhetoric plays a powerful role in international relations, it does not always translate into immediate action. However, in sensitive regions like the Korean Peninsula, even words can carry significant strategic weight. Foreign policy analysts suggest that this moment reflects a broader reality in global politics. The increasing role of high-profile political personalities in shaping international narratives, even outside formal government positions. Trump's influence remains particularly strong in global media discourse, meaning that his statements often generate worldwide reactions regardless of official policy status. At the same time, diplomatic channels between the United States and North Korea remain limited but not entirely closed. Back-channel communications and regional diplomatic efforts continue in various forms, aimed at preventing misunderstandings or accidental escalation. Historically, such channels have played a crucial role in preventing crises from escalating into direct conflict. Looking ahead, the key question is whether this warning signals a shift in political tone or is simply a continuation of long-standing rhetoric around North Korea. Analysts say the answer may depend on upcoming political developments in the United States, as well as any future actions or responses from Pyongyang. For now, the situation remains stable but highly sensitive. No confirmed military movements or emergency alerts have been issued, but global attention remains firmly focused on how this exchange of words could evolve in the coming days. In conclusion, Donald Trump's warning to North Korea has once again placed one of the world's most dangerous geopolitical flashpoints into the spotlight. While the language is strong and attention-grabbing, the real-world outcome will depend on diplomatic reactions, regional stability efforts, and the broader geopolitical climate. The world now watches closely, aware that in international politics, even a single statement can shift the tone of global relations. Stay tuned for updates on this developing story on Politics Report TV.